That's what it is. Women who are jealous of schmegs workers. Thank you for this comment, because I really want to dive into this. I just talked about schmegs work in a video a couple days ago. I'm going to link that in my caption. But this is why so many women can't stand schmegs workers, and they want to leave them out of conversations when they should be centered. They should be centered. Along with Black, Indigenous, and other women of color, schmegs workers should absolutely be at the front of every conversation, because they understand more than anyone who doesn't do that kind of work that men are raised under patriarchy to be absolutely transactional, and that they will take and take and take and take. And what I never did was charge men. I never charged them for my time. I really should have. I honestly, and I said in that video that's linked below, that I started to realize that I had to stop hooking up for a while, because so many of my hookups were using me for emotional labor. I just wanted man, just eat my and let's have fun. I don't want to hear about your mom's shamuicide attempt. I don't want to give you advice about your career. I don't want to console you about your breakup. That's not what I'm here for. I'm literally on Tinder looking for a hookup. And I made that very clear before we met up, that I just want something fun and light. And they are the ones who turn it into something deep, but just for that one night. Or if they continue on, they want all the access to you. They want the advice. They want the intimacy. They want the attention. They want the validation. But they don't want to pay for that. In terms of relationship, in terms of pouring back into you, in terms of listening to you and your problems. And obviously, even if they did listen to your problems, they wouldn't have good advice anyway, because they're so unhealed, because they're not doing the work. Whereas most women I know are in therapy, or have been, and are in community, or at least trying really hard, unless they are centering men, and then they usually are miserable. They are spending time with their relationships at work, with their families, all the older women I know are volunteering for a bunch of organizations in addition to taking care of grandchildren and maybe even their own parents. And a lot of men who are older are literally just watching TV and waiting for their wives to come home, because they have no one to talk to. They want someone to entertain them, to serve them, to cook for them, to be a warm body in their bed next to them while they snore all night long, and that woman loses sleep, can't even get a good night's sleep. But he needs her to calm him. Do not be a man's peace. That is not what we're here for. What about our peace? I am not here to be a man's peace, because if I am here to be a man's peace, it's at the expense of my own peace. And so what schmegs workers do is they charge men for these services, where all the rest of us just give it away for free. Unless you are in a committed partnership with a man who, is literally giving back to you as much as you give to him. It's just a form of schmegs work, but unpaid. And that is why so many women hate schmegs workers. It's because they're jealous. And especially if they're married to the man that they're providing all this stuff for, because everything hinges on that. They're too connected to it. So they can't just tap out without blowing up their whole lives. But if you really look at what they're doing, it's schmegs work, which is why women need their own money. If you don't have your own money, these men will turn you into a schmegs worker. And I respect schmegs workers more than maybe more than anyone. And, and I probably should make some videos on this, but they've always been at the front line of feminism anyway. I also really appreciate trans perspectives, the LGBTQ plus, everyone in that community understands relationships way better than straight people do. Cisgender straight people especially. I actually learned how to navigate my own marriage and navigate my relationships with men because of everything I've learned from my gay friends. So stop giving men access to you. Stop giving them your time, your energy, your love, your attention. Stop responding to all these texts. Stop just investing in a relationship that is one-sided. You giving and them taking, unless they're paying you. Seriously, y'all.